In 2008, I accompanied a friend to a job interview. I had no intention of getting a job anyway that day. I was simply there to support her. Things changed and I had a chance to do an interview. I took it. 2 weeks later, I received an unexpected text. I was offered a role as a front desk receptionist at that same hotel. And of course, I took the job. It wasn't the fanciest job. It certainly wasn't the easiest. It came with its own kind of pressure. But I showed up. I made a decision to make the best of that opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve myself. This was after I'd finished university. I did banking and finance. Over time, I went on to work in other industries, including mining. And 10 years after that first job, I started my own consulting business. I am thankful for how far I have come. I still invest in myself every single day so I can bring value to the businesses and the people that I serve. Why am I telling you this story? Sometimes it might look like things are so hard, it's so tough, and you just cannot define how you would figure things out to get up there. But guess what? There's an opportunity up there from where you are, from exactly where you are. It's not about luck or being special. My journey is still far. There is more I dream and trust God to do. But in the meantime, from working on the front desk of a hotel, I have helped owners and investors to build hotels and restaurants from scratch. I have trained teams. I do recruitments of staffs for different clients every week. And I support a lot of businesses. And it all started with that simple act of saying yes to the chance to work as a receptionist in a hotel. I'm sharing this to encourage you, to remind you that being in this class this week can be the beginning of something powerful in your life. It depends on how you choose to approach learning and what you do with the knowledge that you gained this week. When I took that job, I had no idea it would lead me here, right here. Every learning opportunity holds the potential to change your life if you seize it. So once again, welcome to this life and business changing program, the month-end food cost and inventory management workshop. Look at this as the beginning of a brand new season in your life, in your career, because guess what? It is. It depends on what you do with the information we're going to share and how you approach it.
This is the welcome session. The month-end inventory management workshop is for hotel and restaurant teams. My name is Ntewa Kumor. I am a hospitality business consultant. I help hotels and restaurants to optimize their operations, cut costs, boost profits. I'm also involved in pre-opening consulting for people who are just conceptualizing or starting a hotel or a restaurant. I do trainings for staffs and I do recruitment services amongst other things. The month-end inventory management workshop is for hotels and restaurant teams. It's a 6-day virtual workshop designed to show teams how to track, manage food cost and inventory to secure the profits. No matter what a hotel or restaurant does, if they do not define how to track their opening stock, how to track their closing stock, how to get their cost of goods sold and all the other costs, and do that properly in a way that they are able to take that away from the sales, it's going to be difficult to determine if that business is making a profit or not. And the job that you do, every one of you seated here, the job that you do is so important in making the restaurant thrive. And so you have to value the work that you do. Why should you take this workshop seriously? There are personal benefits. It would help with career advancement. It would help with improving your earning potential, job security, right? boosting your confidence and recognition within where you're already working right now. There are also opportunities for entrepreneurship. So there are things that you will learn here that when you get to open your business, this would be information that will be super relevant to your own personal business. We also have a community that you can access, like-minded people who do the same thing that you do. We're going to bring in a lot of seniors, experts, and all of that so that we can interact and grow ourselves and also share opportunities. With the professional benefits, capacity to do cost control properly, operational efficiency, compliance and accountability, better supplier management, and then of course data-driven decision making. At the end of the day, everything we learn is to enable us as line staff, as supervisors and managers of different departments to be able to make decisions, right? It's important to take this workshop seriously because with some of the things I've shared, you can look at where you are right now in life, draw a line straight to where you want to be in the future. And it all starts with you maximizing the opportunities that you have, and this is one of it. For career growth, there are 4 levels, all right, contextually, just in the context of what we're doing, where the information that we're going to share right here is directly relevant, all right? You can decide if you want to be an employee, a traditional manager, an entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur. Now, within these 4 levels, all right, the information we're sharing, you can find relevance. You can find relevance with it. Just to give context, an employee is someone that works within a defined role, sets expectation, focuses on doing their task and responsibility, just looks at what is assigned to them to do, and they focus on delivering that, doesn't take ownership of the outcomes beyond their role, and earns a regular salary. While the traditional manager is someone that operates within the boundaries of their role and departmental goals. So they stick to their department, their risk averse, prioritizes compliance, is all about do things by the books. Very efficient and also minimizes errors. With earning, of course, this person is on a manager's salary. Entrepreneurs are also employees, people that are employed by a business. However, they're the kind of employees who improve, innovate, disrupt current systems of the business they work in to drive growth and challenge status quo. Right? They embrace calculated risk, experiment, solve problems even without being told. Those people that you can trust and depend on, they take initiative, take responsibility for their results. They act like the owner and see opportunities to grow the business from within, right? While in terms of earning, they may be rewarded with salary alongside with promotions, recognition, profit sharing, bonuses, or whatever other form of compensation. This is one person that everyone sitting in this room should aspire to be. This is the change maker. This is that employee who is able to change things within the business, all right? Of course, we also have the entrepreneurs. Again, the information we're sharing, if you decide to build your business tomorrow, is relevant to your business, all right? You can, for an entrepreneur, someone who builds and owns a business and takes financial risk, solves a problem and meets needs with the business. There's no limit to what can be earned since this person determines what they earn, right? They take financial risk. They build a business that solves a problem within the community, and they are rewarded by, of course, increased revenue. Across these 4 levels, when it comes to career growth, I want you to ask yourself, where do I see myself in 18 months? Where do I want to be? What do I want to earn? Who do I want to be? I want you to ask yourself those questions. Because today, this is what you're doing. This is the role that you're in. But do you have a 5-year plan? Do you have a 3-year plan? Do you have a 2-year plan? Do you have a 6 months plan? How do you intentionally want to grow your career by yourself so that you ensure that you improve the quality of your life? All right. Just maybe a bit of advice. Immediate pathway should look like, you have to ask yourself these questions. What do you want? What skills do you need to enable you to be or become that thing? What do you want? What do you want to do or to achieve? What skills do you need to achieve that which is a dream or a goal? Who do you need in your corner? What trainings do you need to have? This is one of such trainings, all right? What professional community do you need to belong to? Clarify what you don't know. This comes to self-awareness. What are the things that I sincerely do not know? You can't pretend to yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. Clarify what you need to know. Who will help you to know what you need to know. Who you need to become, who you have to become for you to be able to do the things that you need to do. Ask yourself, how much are you earning? How long have you earned what you're earning? What were you earning before you started earning what you're currently earning? What are the possibilities for the future? If you do not increase your skill, if you do not improve yourself, what is the possibility for the future? What does that look like? All right? I want to challenge you to be able to make changes, because this conversation is not just about where you're working. Yes, we're talking about improving the business that you're working. But it's not just about that. But this comes back to improving yourself and determining what you really want for your life. And how you approach your task, how you approach your goals, how you show up every day at work is what determines how you are valued, how you are respected, and how you are compensated. Make no mistake. Nobody likes your face. You were not employed because of how you look. No, you were employed because of the skill set that you bring to the table. How relevant your skills is to where this business is going, is to the future of the business. The company are interested in your skills. Life will place a demand on what you know all the time. So you have to be able to gear up and begin to ask yourself very difficult questions. Rate yourself where you are on a scale of 1 to 10. How valued am I? How is my work valued within this business? Why is my work not valued? What can I do to improve the value point that this business attaches to what I do? And guess what? Everybody's role is relevant to the big picture of this business. It is. Because if you leave where you're working right now, if you resign today, another person is brought in to replace that role. That role cannot be left empty. It is because there's a calculation that has been done to say these are the number of people that we need to provide a certain level of service. And so you were employed. So your job is so important. And I say this all the time. There is no difference between the CEO of the company, of any hotel or restaurant, and the person at the gate. There's absolutely no difference between the person that washes the toilet and the CEO of the business in terms of the importance of their work, their contribution. Yes, the nitty-gritty of the task is exactly different. Yes, the nitty-gritty of the task is different. And that's just what the difference is the fact that the CEO is meant to be the strategic leader of the business, and the person that cleans is meant to clean. But it doesn't mean that the job that the person that cleans does is not as important. It is what makes the business. So you have to begin to value what you bring to the business. then you can demonstrate and show up in your integrity, in your attitude, in your skill set, in how you engage with the business to a point where you increase your value point. All right. And to do that, you have to be professional. You need technical skills. Be honest with yourself. What are the technical skills that are required for your role? And do you have it? What are the soft skills that are required? Do you have confidence? Do you have the right mindset? Integrity of character. People underrate the importance of integrity. Because of where we are right now, a lot of people tell lies. Greed is on the rise. Employers, partners, people that are looking to invest in business are looking for people who are honest. Forget the fact that we've interpreted lies into being smart. Oh, say he was smart. No, you told a lie. And we need to desist from these things. It doesn't serve us. All right? You need to have a moral compass, capacity to identify what is right and wrong, so that when your colleague does something that is wrong, you can have a decent, nice, polite conversation. Just point that out to the person without actually raising your voice to quarrel or anything. But you need to be able to identify what is right and wrong. And then, of course, you need to be innovative, visionary, understand how to communicate, report, analyze data, and know your job expectations. All right. These are a few things that we're going to learn. Just a summary of it. Number one, we would learn how to implement structured inventory systems and SOPs. This will mean that we'll gain clarity on how to set par levels, manage stock levels, so you do not run out of stock or have too much stock. Understand how to enforce SOPs for receiving, storing, issuing, and recording inventory. Understand how to engage SOPs and work plans. 2, build confidence in stock reconciliation and reporting. This would mean that we would have to gain clarity on how to reconcile physical stock and system stock with precision. Understand how to spot and explain variances and generate accurate, actionable inventory reports. Understand how to prepare and interpret inventory reports for management use and communicate with management and other departments. Number 3, master the art of calculating month-end food costs percentage and the basics of food cost control. These would mean that we're able to gain clarity on how to analyze data, understand how to identify month-end food cost percentage, understand the basic principles of controlling costs. Everyone in this room needs to understand this. Listen, I know that this last point, people argue and say, oh, you don't have to learn how to do food costs. You're not an accountant. You need to learn to do as many things as you can learn that is relevant to your work role. I teach storekeepers to understand costs. A storekeeper that understands costs approaches their work differently. A chef that understands costs approaches their work a bit differently. And it's important that we all understand this. And so that is why we're doing what we're doing. All right. So for the session to run, these are some of the things that you will need: a quiet place without distractions, a notebook or your laptop, reliable internet connection. You need to download the Microsoft Teams app. That's what we're using. Download the PDF of the inventory terms that has already been provided. Fill the biodata form with the link. Download the training schedule. Come with your career-related questions and work challenges or real-time issues. Anything that has to do with inventory, any challenge you have, bring it to the class. Come with a calculator or your Excel sheet for calculating. Your phone has to be on silent, and you will need to turn on your video during all the classes. These are some of the things that I thought it was relevant that we know ahead of the class. Please let me know if you have questions. Please shoot. Send me the questions. All right. These are my contacts. Please follow me on Instagram at Hotel Emergency Room. Also follow us on. I started a new group that is going to be strictly for industry people who have anything to do with inventory. All right, so you can follow that page. I have a YouTube page too at Ntewa. I post a lot of videos that has to do with inventory management. Trust me, you would love it. Please follow it. And if you have any questions whatsoever for me, this is my business line. You can reach me on WhatsApp on this number. Thank you so much today for having me. See you tomorrow by 2 p.m. Please, if you have any questions, please do well to drop them on the group so that we get on with it. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.